Okay, the recording has been started. If you find any network discrepancies, like if you're not able to see my screen or if you're not able to listen to my audio, please leave a text message or please unmute yourself and talk. Okay then. So today we will start with the Java buzzwords. So before understanding about Java buzzword, let me try to explain you a real-time analogy, right? So this is going to be very easy, and these buzzwords are very important in the interview room. Is it Java buzzwords? Okay. So there are almost 12 buzzwords in Java, and each and every buzzword has its own importance, especially in the interview room. Okay, right. Now let us say, guys, let us understand this real-time analogy. Let us say that there is a conversation between the sales representative and a customer. Okay. Let me take this picture. Okay. So a customer is visiting an electronic showroom and the customer wants to purchase what? She wants to purchase a laptop, right? And as soon as the customer comes in, the sales representative is asking the customer, what do you usually ask? Welcome to our store. What brings you in today? What do you want? What do you want to purchase? Something like that. Okay. And the customer says, I'm looking for a new laptop, and my old one is slow and outdated, right? And the sales representative is asking, okay, for what purpose you want to use the laptop. Generally this could be the questions, because based upon the questions you would recommend you would recommend the right laptops with right features, yes or no, right? Again the customer says, okay, I would like to use my laptop for the work purpose or to learn Java. Okay. And the sales representative, he says, okay, let me show you a model. Okay, he's going to show one laptop or desktop model. Let's imagine that this is a desktop or laptop, whatever it is. And he says this model, this is of the name of this company is Acer. Okay, it is coming with 8 GB of RAM. Focus here. This is going to be the real-time analogy. We can just apply this to Java also. 8 GB RAM. Okay, and 256 GB SD card, right? And he also mentioning about the core processor, right? Core i5 processor. Okay, he said this is the laptop that is going to suit your need. Okay, since you want to learn Java, you can go with this laptop and it is going to be very fast and dynamic, right? Because the customer wants to learn Java, she wants to purchase a good laptop to learn Java. So the sales representative is recommending to purchase the Acer laptop. Okay, at the end customer is asking what is the price of this Acer laptop. Okay, the sales representative says it is going to be around 1 lakh, right? And customer is very surprised about the money and he says she can't affordable 1 lakh and she's looking for a better laptop with cheap price. Okay, and again the sales representative is recommending another laptop. This time is recommending a laptop. The name of the laptop is what? Lenovo. And he says this is coming with 4 GB RAM capacity, and the hard disk is same as the Acer laptop, which is 256 GB, and the processor is Ryzen processor, right? And he says the price of this laptop is just 50,000. And he also mentions that, right, you can also learn Java by using this laptop as well. Okay, so what is actually happening here? What kind of information is being put to the customer? Okay, about the futures, right? These are the futures of Acer and these are the futures of Lenovo. When you talk about the futures, some laptops, they come with some advantages like high performance, high speed, and you can store a lot of memory, things like that, and the RAM size. Okay, always remember, based upon the RAM size, the price of the laptop is directly proportional to based upon the RAM capacity, 8 GB, 4 GB. And now the customer is very happy that she has found a laptop with the price of 50,000 and which is very much affordable, and she can also learn Java in a comfortable way, right? So here these are the futures. When you purchase laptop, you're going through the futures actually, right? In future, if you want to purchase an iPhone, okay, if you want to purchase an iPhone, for example, let us say you're visiting the same electronic showroom and you want to choose the phones between iPhone or Samsung, right? Whenever you want to choose some electronic product or whatever the product is, don't you think that you always look at the futures? Yes or no? Futures are very important. iPhones means you have Face ID, you have Touch ID, you have night mode, you have ProRAW, you have 5G connectivity, and displays like Super Retina display, things like that. And especially iPhone is iPhone is known for its security. Yes or no? Security. When you talk about the security, it is outstanding. Right, again, when you come to Samsung has its own features, something like the camera quality, the infinite display, and you can feel like the desktop kind of atmosphere. I mean, it is just like you can experience it like a desktop experience. Okay, the screen size is going to be very big in Samsung. Okay, and again, the one word, if you want to talk about Samsung, it is talking about what? Camera quality. Right, sir, why we are discussing all this? For what are the reasons we began to discuss all this? So whatever you choose, everything depends upon the futures. You go by futures, sir. No, in future, if you are giving an interview, in a software industry, right? And if you say that Java, right? The first question the interviewer is going to ask, what has made you to choose Java programming language? Okay, when that is the question that is thrown, okay, you should answer, right? You should answer its futures. You should say that Java has certain futures and it has very good scope in the market, okay, and that's the reason why you've chosen Java. Okay, then he will ask you what are the futures, what are the known futures that you want to talk about in Java. Okay? The futures that I am talking about is also called as what? It's also called as buzzwords. Buzzing words. When you say the buzzwords for Java, there are some words which has a great explanation. It is going to give a meaningful explanation to the programming language, Java programming language. What are they? There are 12 buzzwords that you should remember always. So before learning Java, these are the main buzzwords that you should remember and you should understand it in a clear way. So today we are going to start understanding about Java buzzwords. It's just like the futures. Simple, guys. If you want to purchase any items in the electronic showrooms, you go by futures. You want to purchase phone, you go by futures. Whatever you want to purchase, you go by futures. That's why if you are choosing if you want to work in a software industry, you want to select a programming language. Okay, you selected Java. What has made you to select the Java programming language? That could be the interview question for the fresher level as well as for the experience level. Okay, there are 12 futures or 12 buzzwords that I am going to introduce. The first one is Java language is what? It is a simple programming language. Making sense? First buzzword, right? Second buzzword is if the interviewer is asking the question, sir, Java is simple, Java is high in performance, right? And Java is a platform independent programming language. Yes or no? Platform independent programming language. Then there is a concept called Java is multi-threaded. We are going to see each and everything in detail. Multi-threaded, and Java is architectural neutral. What did I say? Architecture neutral. Architecture neutral, right? And Java is also object oriented. Right? It is robust in nature. Okay. What do you mean by robust, sir? We will discuss each and everything in detail. Robust. Okay. And it is secured programming language. Is what? It is secured programming language. How many features completed so far? 4, 5, 8 features. Okay, there are 4 more features. It is compiled and interpreted programming language. It's compiled and interpreted programming language. Okay, it is also distributed programming language. Okay, it's dynamic programming language. I'm missing something. Dynamic programming language. What else we have? Yes, it is portable in nature. Okay? If you understand this, 5% of the Java will be completed. You understand all these features. Okay, in the interview room, at least you get one question from the Java buzzwords. Right, there are 12 buzzwords. I'm going to give you the explanation in a better way. Pay some attention. We'll discuss each and everything in detail. So these are the buzzwords that you have for Java. Okay. Let us count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you have 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. Let's understand one by one. First of all, we understand why Java is what? The simple programming language. Why it is simple? Okay, why Java is simple? Why Java is simple programming language. Okay. So usually, we might have come across many programming languages, and people they often say that Java is difficult. You can go for testing, or you can go for Python, you can go for some other programming languages. They are easy. Things like that you might be hearing from the outsiders or people who are teaching the lecture. The computer programming languages lecture. Actually, if you ask me which language is very easy for programming language, I would say Java is the very easy and simple programming language. Why? Because it is simple. See, let us understand this, guys. I want you to understand this hierarchy. Okay, so there are so many languages that has been evolved from the beginning. From 1950s, there are so many programming languages that was being evolved, right? Let us start from C++. You have Pascal. You have so many languages. You have Basic. You have COBOL. Let us start from C, and we are familiar with C++, and we are familiar with Python, right? And we are familiar with what? Familiar means we know these are the programming languages. Java, and we are also we are also what? We are also familiar with what? The Ruby programming language, right? We know these words actually. Right, so the moment they start introducing the program languages, okay, C become very popular. C language has become very popular programming language in the beginning during 1960s. Okay, so there are some features that were outdated, I can say. So there are some disadvantages with the C language future. So what they did, so they understand those disadvantages, they have eliminated those, and they have introduced new programming language called C++. So little bit advanced than C programming language. Some new features has been added. Okay, and there were some disadvantages in both the languages. So in the future, what they did, they have reduced those disadvantages, and they have introduced the programming language called Python. So Python has come with new features, and the disadvantages that was already there in C and C++ was eliminated in Python, right? So every time during this evolution, each and every programming language is eliminating something. Then Java was introduced. Python introduced much before Java. Then Java introduced. Like Java also what they have identified the flaws in the previous programming language, and they have introduced the programming language. So what are the flaws in the previous programming languages like C and C++? Why Java is called a simple programming language? It is simple because the complex topics. Okay, there are some complex topics like pointers. Pointers. What are pointers? They are just complex topics, right? So pointers are there in C++ because pointers is a security threat in the C and C++ programming language, because it gives the direct address references to the data. So the data can be compromised or the data can be breached. So pointers concept is eliminated. They found that pointers concept is a threat to the data, so they have eliminated the pointers concept in the Java programming language. Okay, next one, they have also removed the concept of operator overloading. Very confusing topic. Operator overloading concept is there, that was removed. This operator overloading concept is there in C and C++ programming language, which was completely removed, right? And they have introduced what? They have introduced the concept of platform independency. Right? So, and also they have done what? They have ensured that the Java programming language is architecture neutral. Architecture neutral. Okay. Java has become the simple programming language because they have removed all these complicated topics which were already there in C and C++ programming language. If the interviewer is asking you the question, why Java is simple programming language, you should say, sir, the complicated topics like pointers are eliminated. Operator overloading concept, operating overloading is also eliminated. Eliminated means they have been removed. Okay, they have been removed. Operator overloading concept is also removed. Right? Platform independency is what they have introduced the concept of platform independency, and they have also introduced the concept of architecture neutral. Okay, these two things were not there in C and C++, so it was introduced as a new feature in Java programming language, so it becomes simple. Okay, these two things were there in C and C++. It was there in C and C++, which was complicated. Okay, they have also removed this complication. Are you able to follow? Okay, because of this reason, the red is very okay, because of this reason, the Java has become simple programming language. Are you able to follow? Type yes in the chat box if you have understood so far. Yes, no. Come on. Okay, you may be thinking that okay, this kind of interview question, can we expect this kind of interview questions? Yes, we can expect this kind of interview questions 100%. You should be in a position to answer to the interviewer. Right? Next. Okay, now we have understood why Java is simple programming language, making more sense. Right? Second topic, second one is what? Second one, we will understand about why we know what is platform independent concept. Okay, before that, I wanted to introduce. Okay, I have already introduced this. Again, I will repeat this. Why Java is platform independent programming language? We are talking about the platform. Platform means not like a railway platform, the machine platform. What is it? The machine platform. Okay, this is my computer. This is my computer. Okay, people who have missed this platform independency concept, I'm going to make it very clear now. Please focus. Okay, and in my machine, okay, let us say this is the machine which runs on Windows operating system. I'm being very specific because everyone uses Windows operating system. Okay, so I'm writing a small Java code, right? Don't worry about the code, just think that this is Java program. Name of the, I'm just using class A, right? Class A. This is my code. I have written this code in the notepad. Okay, so you need to save this code so that the computer will understand that okay, this is the Java code. How do you save this code? You would say a.java. Okay, the file name should be same as the class name A. Okay, and you should give .java extension. When you are giving .java extension, the computer will understand, oh, this person has written the Java code. Or else if you're not using .java instruction, it would be just like an ordinary plain English. Okay, it will not understand. Right? So after writing this code, what you are doing, right? So you are giving this to the, it is in your system. Okay? It is in your system in the notepad, right? And you are doing what? You are performing the compilation. Okay? Compiler is coming into the picture. Focus here. Compiler is coming into the picture. So what is the job of the compiler? Job of the compiler is to what? It will check your code line by line. First of all, class A, every line it will check. This is a simple class. Every line it is going to check. And if the code is error free, it will generate another file called the .class file. This time the file is going to be converted from .java file to .class file. .class file. What .class file? A.class file. Right? And this A.class file is going to be in a different language. You cannot even decipher what kind of language it is. If you see that, you don't even recognize whether it is a language or not. It would be like a combination of numbers and symbols. Right? This code is also called as what? Bytecode, or you can call this as intermediate code. Why it is intermediate code? Why it is intermediate code? Because this code is not understandable by the system, as well as it is not understandable by the humans or programmers. Very simple. You are writing a piece of code and you would use a compiler, Java compiler. This Java compiler will do the general checking, right? If the code is, if the code has no errors, it is going to generate the .class file, right? Okay. After having the .class file generated, okay, I have many options, right? I want to perform the execution. I want to do what? I want to perform the execution, right? What operating system I'm using here? In this case, I'm using what? The Windows operating system. Yes or no? My operating system is what? The Windows operating system, right? So inside this Windows operating system, I want to start executing this .class file. Okay, to execute this, again Java, in the Java software, there is a concept called JVM. What is this? JVM. JVM means what? Java Virtual Machine. Inside this JVM, there are two parts. There are two parts. Okay, one is what? One is the converter. Okay, converter. And second one, you have what? You have the concept of translator. Translator. What is it? Translator. Focus here, focus here. Okay, we will understand why the Java is called as what? The platform independent programming language with these examples. Okay, with these examples. So this translator is also called as what? The execution engine, you can say. Executor or execution. Now focus here. So JVM is a combination of converter and execution, right? And you are trying to take the .class file that is generated by the Java compiler, okay, and you want to execute this. You want to execute this again in your system. There is an option called execution option that we will see later. Okay, this .class file needs to go inside JVM, right? Now JVM, what JVM will do? JVM will convert this .class file to the machine language, to the machine understandable language. Which machine understandable language? Which machine you are using? Windows machine. So it will convert this .class file to the Windows machine understandable language. Understandable language. Able to follow? Right? Since your machine, so inside your machine there will be dedicated JVM. This JVM is platform dependent. Dependent means this JVM works for the Windows operating system. When it is working for the Windows operating system, it will take the .class file and it is going to convert the .class file which is understandable by the by the Windows Mac, the understandable language. Okay, machine code will be generated. That machine code will be like zeros and ones. Zeros and ones. You don't understand, but machine will understand. Machine language, low level language. So this is high level language. Your program is high level language. And it goes through compilation, and this .class file is going to get generated again in within your machine. What you are going to do? Your machine is Windows operating system. Inside your machine there is a software called JVM, Java Virtual Machine. This will consume the .class file, and there is a converter. This is going to convert this .class file to the Windows understandable language, right? A machine code will be generated in the form of zeros and ones. This machine code will be given to the execution, and this executor will what? It will do what? It is going to generate the output. So far good. So far we are trying to understand how the process of compilation and how the process of execution is happening here. So far so good, right? Now what happens, okay, if I change the machine? What happens if I transfer this .class file through the network, through the email? What happens if I transfer this .class file? Okay, let me reduce the size. Okay. What happens if I transfer this .class file to the email? Okay, I want to transfer this .class file to someone, okay, through the email, but their machine, the problem is you are using Windows operating system, but the person to whom you are transferring this dot class file, he may be using a different operating system. What operating system he may be using? He may be using a operating system like the Mac operating system or the Linux operating system, or what? Linux operating system, right? You are doing what? You are transferring this dot class file to him through the internet over the, by using the email address, right? Somehow you manage to transfer this to your friend who is using the Mac Linux operating system, and he is downloading this dot class file, right? And what is going to do? So the Linux operating system is going to have its own dedicated JVM that is going to work for Linux only, a different platform, JVM for Linux, JVM for Linux. Okay, this dot class file will be converted by the converter of Linux operating system, which is inside the JVM, according to the language that could be understandable by the Linux operating machine. Able to follow? Just a kind of translation. See, if there are two persons, okay, if this is one person, if this is another person, and this is another person, okay, this person knows Tamil, this person knows Telugu, right? This person knows Tamil and this person knows, let me write it here, Tamil, and this person is good in what? This person is good in Telugu, right? And this person knows both Tamil and Telugu. Okay, if Telugu person wants to communicate with Tamil person, okay, directly you can use a common language, but assume that there is no common language. But you would do if there is some translator, okay, if you have some translator, that is going to be easy. You communicate what you want to this person, okay, you are communicating in Telugu, he can convert it, he can translate it, and he is going to convey the message to the person who is speaking, who can understand Tamil. Same thing, the vice versa will happen. Okay, that is what the JVM doing here. It will accept the dot class file, it's going to convert the dot class file that could be understood by the respective operating system. But who generated this dot class file? Windows operating system generated this dot class file. But how the dot class file is generated? This dot class file is a neutral language that is not understandable by Windows as well as that is not understandable by the JVM. By the programmer, not JVM, by the programmer. Okay, this dot class file will transmit it. If you are transmitting it to Windows itself, there is a JVM, okay, that is going to translate this or convert this according to the Windows operating system. And if you are transferring it to Linux operating system, there is a JVM that is specific for Linux that is going to do the translation or converter, okay, and the bytecode will be generated that is understandable by the Linux operating system. Let us say 1010 something like that. Okay, and this execution is going to do what? This execution is going to execute this and output will be generated. Output is going to be same or not? It's going to be same only. Okay, what you have understood there? Okay, one byte class. Okay, if you write code only once, W, write code only once. W stand for write code only once. O, write once. Run or run anywhere. Okay, so this is what is the acronym for ORA? Write once and run anywhere. You are writing only once. Dot class file you are generating. Dot class file you are generating. But this dot class file is going to play a key role. You can transfer this dot class file to n number of systems. Okay, that system, each and every system could be working on different OS, different platforms, but still you will get the output. What we are achieving? The platform, different platform, independent. Why independent? You can execute the dot class file no matter what the platform you are going to use, what the platform the system is working on. This is called as what? The platform independency. Second topic. Okay, if you want to remember platform independency, okay, just you remember this keyword ORA. What is ORA? ORA means ORA. No, ORA means write once and run anywhere. Write the program once and run anywhere. Remember this, and you can give the explanation accordingly. Okay, dot class Java file. I have written a code. I by using Windows operating system, I have compiled it. Bytecode has been generated, right? I am using my own system to perform the execution. So my own system has own JVM, which is Windows operating system. Output has been generated. This dot class file is going to get converted according to the language that can be understandable by the Windows operating system. Who is going to convert this? The JVM is going to convert this. Likewise, in future, if you transfer this dot class file to your friend by using the email, okay, he is going to do the same thing. right? Is going to use what is having Linux operating system this time. Linux operating system. In the Linux operating system, there is a JVM. This JVM will convert the byte code that can be understandable by the Linux operating system, and the output is going to be same. This is the concept of platform independent. Are we good so far? Just type yes in the chat box if you have understood this. Yes, no? Come on, make it fast. Okay, these are very important for the interview room. Remember the word Ora. Okay, Ora. What is it? Ora. In Telugu, there is a word called Pora. If you know Telugu, you can remember Pora. Pora means go man. Okay, so just use Ora. Just replace with Ora, right? But you can expand this. Okay, Ora means you can. In Tamil, you call Poda. That is not matching. It's an acronym. By using this acronym, you can draft the sentence. You can frame the sentence to give the other things, right? The next topic is what is it? What is it? Where were we? And right, portable. Portable is also very interesting, guys. Portable. Okay. Portable, platform independent, both they look same. Okay, before understanding portable, we will understand architecture neutral. Why it is architecture neutral? Okay. Now I want one machine, guys. I want one system to explain you about architecture neutral. This is my desktop. What is it? This is my desktop, right? Let us say that my desktop is functioning on the operating system like can we take the Windows architecture. Let us say that this is my desktop. I have some hardware components, right? What are the hardware components? Actually, what is architecture neutral? The combination of hardware and software. The combination of hardware components plus the software components. Combination of hardware and software is what? Is the architecture, computer architecture. Okay, let us say that my system has an architecture of what type? Okay, it has the hardware components like, okay, let me list out the hardware components: 4 GB RAM, 4 GB, 4 GB RAM. Okay, and I have also the SD card capacity is like 500 GB SD card, internal memory, right? Let us say that processor is Ryzen processor. My hardware components. Okay, these are the major hardware components. Okay, and I have also software components like I am using what? Windows 32-bit OS operating system. So this is how I purchased my computer. These are my hardware components, and this is the below one is my software components. Right? What I am doing is I am writing a piece of Java code. This is my Java code by using the notepad. Classic. You will understand about what is class, what is code. Just assume that this is a Java code. Okay, in the notepad I have written. Okay, usually if your system wants to identify that this is a Java code, what is the extension? .java is the extension. Always remember. And use the file name same as the class name. Class is A, so file name is supposed to be A. No, must be A. Right? And this is the code. Right, and I have developed this code. I am in my system I have placed inside this I have developed this code, and what I want to do actually here is, okay, I perform the same thing, compilation, execution, right? After executing this code I will get an output. An output will be generated. This is going to give me an output, right? My code is inside the system, and if I run this code, it is going to generate an output. In order to generate this output, don't you think that to run this Java program, don't you think that every equipment is involved? Okay, hardware component is necessary. RAM, you should have the RAM. Okay, RAM should support. You should have, to save this, you should have SD card. To process this, you should have processor. So many things are involved. And again, okay, for the better view, you should need operating system. To operate this, you should need operating system, Windows OS. So the combination of hardware and software is playing the key role to run your application, Java application. Yes or no? Okay. Let us say that this is my old architecture. Old or outdated architecture. Architecture means I am talking about machine. Okay, let us keep it old machine. Okay, I am visiting the store. I have found that my machine is running slow, and I have downloaded a lot of movies. lot of movies, major movies I have downloaded, and it has performance issue, right? And I am parallelly running so many applications apart from Java. I'm visiting a store. I'm visiting the computer expert, the salesperson, not services person. I'm asking him to change my hardware. I am asking him to give some enhancements to my system. What he is recommending is, sir, you have 4 GB RAM, okay? Why can't you go for 8 GB RAM, so that the speed will be increased? First of all, go for 8 GB RAM, right? And keep the SD card, change the SD card to 1 TB, right? And use Intel processor instead of Ryzen, right? And apart from this, what you want to do, change your operating system from Windows 32-bit OS to Windows 64-bit. And I have a condition, okay? If you want to change everything, I do not want to affect the data that is already there inside. I want a backup of this data. My existing data should not be affected, right? And you can perform the enhancement. Okay, it is going to be my new machine. New machine in the sense the hardware and component or software components are just changed in my computer machine. In my computer, the components are just changed. No matter, even though if you change the hardware components or if you change the architecture, okay, there is already the Java code. There is already the Java code that is there in your computer. No matter if you change the hardware components, there is already the Java code that is already there. Okay, still this Java code is going to work naturally without any issues. It is not dependent upon what type of RAM you are using, okay, how much memory you have, what kind of processor you are using, what kind of operating system is using. This code will never get affected. It would run as the same way it was running before, because it is behaving neutral. How it is behaving? It's behaving very neutral. It's being neutral to every hardware and software components. Why it is being neutral? Because it is designed in such a way that it is ensuring that the language is being architecture neutral. What is architecture? Combination of software and hardware. Combination of hardware and software. So when I say architecture neutral, right, again you should get this word ORA. ORA. What is ORA? You're writing the code only once here, right? And you are just changing the architecture. You do not want to write the code once again to execute that code in the new architecture. You can use the same code. Means write once and run anywhere. This ORA is also applicable for architecture neutral. But what is the difference? You are dealing with the same machine, changing the hardware and software components. But in this case, you are dealing with a different machine. Different machine means what? Different machine? What? Platform independent. Very simple. Different machine, when you talk about different machines, dot class file come into the picture. You are dealing with the dot class file. So in this case, a dot class file. You are transferring this a dot class file to different machines. So platform independent. But here you are talking about the dot Java file itself. You are talking about what? Dot Java file. You are keeping the dot Java file before the compilation. And if you want to run this .java file after changing the architecture, still it would work. Able to follow. That is why it is called as what? Architecture. Are we good so far? Type S in the chat box if you have understood till now. Everyone, I want answers from everyone. How long does it take to type yes or no in the chat box? Come on, guys. 3-letter word, no? You don't even have to type sir. Just type yes or no. Only Prasanna and Lakshmi is typing. What about others? Jyoti is there. Teja is there. Are you just keeping the laptop and going outside or what? Okay, let it be. Let me complete this. Now, so far what we have completed. Okay, these things looks very simple, but the way you are explaining to the interviewer, he will get to know that, okay, you have good command in Java. This theory part plays a vital role in the interview room. Programmatic part is also there, but they they concentrate only 30% on the programming part, but 70% is going to be theory. Even when I was taking interview, when I have been asked to put lot of questions on theory part. Right? Now next thing is the concept of what? The concept of architectural we have understood, simple we have understood. Next we will understand about portable. Very, very important one, portable. This portable, this architecture neutral, everything is going to be like same, but there is a minor difference. Portable is nothing but easily transportable. Do you remember, guys, in 2000, I mean, during the evolution of cell phones, right? So when you purchase a cell phone, okay, this is your cell phone. Okay, this is the screen. Okay, previously you might have heard the Nokia cell phone, right? Nokia. Okay, it has some big buttons. And after purchasing a cell phone, the big deal is purchasing the SIM card. In order to purchase a SIM card, you will approach the network provider. Let us say that you are approaching Airtel. You were approached by Airtel network provider, and he is giving you the 10 digits mobile number, some 10 digits. Randomly, I'm taking some mobile number is there, right? And you're finding it. The Airtel is providing good services, but you're finding what you're finding. You're finding it very expensive. You're finding it very expensive, right? And what you want to do? You want to use the same mobile, but you want to change your change your service provider. You want to change it to Aircel. Aircel is one of the best service providers at that time, not now. You want to change it to Aircel because the rates are very cheap compared to Airtel, right? And what you're doing, I have already have attached to the Airtel service provider, but I want to use the same number. I want to use what? I want to use the same number. But what Aircel says during, not now, during 2005 in the first generation of introducing the mobile phones, what Aircel says, no sir, it is not possible. If you want to get services from us, make sure that you are getting the mobile number. We can provide the mobile number that is available with us. We cannot port the number because it is not possible. Portability is not there. Yes or no? After a few years, what happened? Okay, after a few years, the government has introduced a kind of what we call it as an amendment. They say that they have introduced a concept. The telecom department, they have introduced the concept of portability. Portable means easily transportable. Easily transportable. If you have the same number, if you're not liking your mobile services, okay, you can change your operator. You can change your operator or change your service provider, and also you can retain the same mobile number. You can retain the same mobile number. Nowadays, even the bank account details are also, there are high possibilities that you can change your bank account number to the different banking services. That option is also available nowadays, right? Likewise, if you want to convert this analogy, to the Java programming language, okay, let us say that I have two machines. Okay, this is my Windows machine. Okay, this is my Mac machine. So when you are writing a Java code in the Windows machine, let us say that you are writing a piece of Java code in the Windows machine. How the piece of Java code is going to be? Very simple. Okay, say class A. Name of the class should always be capital. Okay, if you want to represent this as a Java code, what should be the rule? .java means the computer will understand this Java code. Okay, this is the piece of Java code that you have written, a.java. The name of the file is a.java. And what you want to do? You want to run this code in the Windows operating system. Fine. It will work. Absolutely, it will work fine. Right? And if you want to share this .class file to the different machine by let us say that I am downloading this .class file and I want to transfer this .class file to the different machine, like Mac operating system, downloading and sending it over the network or over the email. Okay, I'm sending it to my friend. Hey friend, I have written the piece of code which you have asked for. Okay, let me transfer it to you through the email. Okay, my friend has received this piece of code. Okay, even in Windows, even in Mac machine, even in Windows, if you're sharing this .java file, the code will not affect it. Code is not like, okay, in Mac machine you are supposed to write the code like so and so things, or in Windows operating system you should write the code according to the Windows operating system. Code is common. Java code is common. And it can be transported easily. It can be ported easily. You can write code for your friend and you can transmit that code over the network. Your friend can download this code and he can run. What I mean to say is, there is no need to make any changes to the code with respect to operating system. It is Windows or Mac or Linux, whatever the piece of code that you're writing, you can just transfer. The code is independent of the operating system. It will run. This is called portability. It may look similar to the what we call it as the platform independent. Platform independent is talking about the .class file, but here it is talking about the .java file. Here also it is talking about what the .java file. Here it talks about both .java as well .class. No issues. A .class also. Here it talks about both. Architecture neutral talks about both, right? Portability talks about .java file, .java file, okay? And independency talks about .class file. Able to find the difference. Independency talks about .class file. You will transfer this .class file to different OS system, and it will run independent in nature, okay? Architectural neutral talks about both .java as well as .class. Either you can do the same thing, irrespective of how the operating system is getting changed. But portable is talking about .java file. Porting, just remember the mobile portable concept, and you can, it is very catchy, right? Making sense? And again, okay, here also it says what? Here also that acronym applies. What is that? ORA. ORA is what? Write once and run anywhere. What is this, sir? ORA is everywhere. Not everywhere. Only for portability, platform independency, architectural neutral. You can use this word ORA. Right, one and anywhere. If interviewer is asking any one of this question, you can use this and you can start giving the explanation. Right? What are the other keywords that you need to remember? Independency talks about .class file, and architecture talks about both .class and .java and .class file, right? And the portability talks about .java file. Okay, are we good so far? Type as in the chat box. We will proceed with one more topic. Yes, no? Come on, everyone type. Hello, am I audible? I want to keep this session interactive, guys. If you are not giving me any response, I would feel like, okay, people are not available. Okay, then only 2% are respond. Thank you, Revati and Lakshmi. Now, thanks, Prasanna. Now the next concept. This is very, very important, guys. You would say to the interviewer, Java is what? Java is a secure programming language. Okay, and you need to give the justification. No, you need to give the justification interviewer. Oh, you are saying secure programming language. How it is secure? You cannot say it is secure because it is secure. Okay, there is a concept behind the security. Okay, why Java is secure programming language? There is a big concept behind this. Why this is security. Focus here. You might be seeing this, guys. For example, let me bring this. I think this one. Okay. Do you recognize this? Do you recognize this? Okay, whenever you are trying to download something from the internet, okay, sometimes you get this pop-up. It is going to say this file might be harmful to your computer, or still you want to continue. This pop-up will come. So this pop-up is talking about the security, yes or no? Pop-up is talking about what? Security. If you feel like, okay, nothing will happen, you will just click on OK button. But still it says there could be some problem if you run this on a computer, that this could be some virus. Don't even recognize this. People who know, you can expand the show details. Will give you the details. If you want to continue, you can proceed. If it is not a threat, okay, your system will run as usual. But if it's a threat, your system will be corrupted. Right? Even in Java, we are talking about .class files, right? .class files. These .class files are generated by what? Generated by computer, not computer, compiler. Okay, after writing the code, you need to do what? You need to do what you usually do. You write a.java. I mean, let's say that the name of the class is a.java. Okay, and you perform the compilation. After the compilation, this a.java code becomes a.class code. Okay, and let us say that you have developed a big application like an enterprise application or banking application. Right, and this a.class file is related to this banking application, and you want to send it to your friend. Hey macha, I have developed a banking application. Why can't you see and why can't you run it in your system? So that you will understand. You can just try to identify if I have made any mistakes. You can correct me. Okay, and you are sending this .class file, and your friend is trying to download this .class file. What your friend is doing? Your friend is trying to download this .class file in this system. We started downloading. We started downloading this .class file. After downloading this .class file, the computer is going to verify. Okay, the Java is going to verify. Okay, there is a concept called bytecode verifier. Bytecode verifier. What this bytecode verifier is just like a person. Okay, just like a security guard. Just imagine him like a security guard or kind of software. Okay, just take it as software. The software will verify two things. What are the two things that it is going to verify? One is whether this bytecode is generated by the valid Java compiler or not. Valid Java software compiler. Hackers can make their own compilers to hack the systems. Okay, there is a software called bytecode verifier. It is going to check whether this .class file, that was sent by the friend is generated by the valid Java compiler. That checking will happen. Secondly, it will also check it is properly formatted or not. Formatted in the sense it should follow the Java rules and regulations. Formatting topic comes into the picture. It is going to check these two things. Okay. If it is valid, you don't get this. This valid, you don't get this pop-up. You can execute the code successfully. There will be no issues. If it is not valid, you will get this kind of pop. Not exactly this kind of pop-up that is related to Java software. Kind of warning. It will not run actually. First of all, forget about the pop-up. Not run. What it will tell? It will give you a message like a big message like verify error message. Verify error message. The code will never be executed. It is going to protect your system. The code will never be executed. Why it will never be executed? If it is not satisfying these two conditions. For example, let us say that an hacker is trying to send a .class file, but the .class file is not generated by using Java valid compiler. Let us say that this is Java valid Java compiler. Java valid compiler, right? And there is another compiler called the Java fake compiler. Fake compiler. A fake compiler will also generate a bytecode, but not according to the standards. This fake compiler is going to generate. It looks like a bytecode, but it is going to have a lot of softwares, or it is going to hack your system. Security threat is there. Okay, and you are sending. The hacker is trying to generate the .class file. Okay, this is code. Okay, he has written his code. Is trying to generate it. Is going to use the fake compiler. This fake compiler is going to produce what? This .java file is going to get converted into .class file by the fake compiler, .class file. Okay, and the hacker is trying to transmit this to your system. To what? To your system, right? Your system, and you are downloading it. And there is a picture called bytecode verifier. This bytecode verifier will give left and right. It will say it is not generated by the valid compiler, the code is not formatted. Then it will display that error called verify error. The code will never get executed. If it is getting executed, your system will be corrupted, which is taking care of this. Because of bytecode verifier, the Java is secure programming language, because if the bytecode is not properly formatted, if the bytecode is not generated by valid compiler, it is going to give you an error. What is that error? Verify error. There is verify error, it is not generated by the valid compiler, it is generated by the fake compiler. Okay, now don't you think that the security is being taken care here? Security is coming into the picture. Security talks about the security. Is it possibility for the hackers to hack your computer by faking the Java code? Security cannot be compromised. The security cannot be breached. This is the reason why Java is what? Java is secured programming language. The reason why Java, we say it what? It is a secure programming language. Not because it is providing security because of some features. No, nothing like that. Java has become secure programming language just because of the bytecode verifier concept, and that is going to check whether the .class file is generated by the right compiler or not. If not, verify error will come. Security is being taken care. Right? So far so good. We have understood how many topics. So today we have understood 5 buzzwords: simple, portable, platform independent, architecture, and security. Tomorrow we will complete the remaining. Then we will start doing the coding part. And let me tell you something. This theory, okay, what I'm explaining is I'm taking a lot of time and I'm putting a lot of effort to explain this because these things are very, very important for the interview. Okay, if you see my video once again, you should present in a way that the interviewer should not ask you the any more questions. That like that you should give the presentation. To remember everything, I'm giving you a lot of real-time examples. Try to repeat this video once again. If you don't understand, you can contact me anytime. I will be happy to explain it. Any doubts? Any questions for me?